You can spend a fortune on creams and still look older if your clothes are stuck in another decade. Let's fix that. Today, I'm breaking down 7 common style habits women over 60 need to ditch and what to do instead to look instantly younger, sharper, and more confident. If that sounds like something you've been waiting for, then make sure to subscribe before we start. Every day, I share practical beauty and fashion tips made for you, real women who still love style, still care about feeling good, and aren't afraid to reinvent themselves. Now let's get straight to it. Habit 1. Sticking to one safe color. Let's start with color, the first thing people notice and often the first thing that goes wrong. If your closet looks like a sea of black, navy, and beige, you might think you're playing it safe. But here's the truth. Those same safe colors that once looked elegant in your 40s can actually drain the life out of your skin in your 60s. I once worked with Margaret, a retired nurse from Chicago. Lovely woman, silver hair, bright smile, gentle soul. But she wore black every single day. She told me, black hides everything. It's classic. It's slimming. And yes, black can be elegant, but on mature skin, it often casts shadows where you don't want them. It dulls the natural glow you still have. So I asked her to humor me. I handed her a soft coral blouse, warm and flattering, then a sky blue scarf. When she looked in the mirror, she gasped. "I look alive again," she said. And she did. That's the power of color. It's like turning the lights back on. If you've been avoiding color because you're scared it'll make you stand out, that's exactly why you should try it. You've earned the right to be seen. Start small. A bright scarf, earrings with a hint of turquoise, or a blouse in dusty rose or emerald green. Hold it near your face in natural light. You'll see how some shades make your skin glow, while others make you look tired. Colors that flatter women over 60 usually have a soft warmth. Coral, lavender, teal, ivory, blush pink, periwinkle, even gentle golds. They lift your tone, soften fine lines, and bring light back to your eyes. Remember this rule. When your hair lightens, whether it's silver, white, or honey blonde, your wardrobe needs light too. You don't have to give up your neutrals. Just balance them with life. If you love navy, pair it with ivory. If you love beige, add coral or mint. If you love gray, try lilac or soft blue. And please, don't save color for special occasions. Every day you wake up is special enough. Color isn't loud, it's confidence. And the moment you start wearing it again, people won't think you're trying to look younger. They'll just think, wow, she looks beautiful. Habit 2. Hiding your shape. Now let's talk about something I see all the time, hiding under oversized clothes. I understand why it happens. Our bodies change with age. Gravity has opinions. Waistlines soften. And somewhere along the way, we start to believe that loose equals flattering. But here's the truth. Baggy clothes don't hide your shape. They erase it, and when your shape disappears, so does your presence. I remember a woman named Evelyn from Manchester. She came to me wearing a gray tunic so large it could have doubled as a blanket. She said, "I don't want to draw attention to myself, I just want to be comfortable." So we tried something new, a tailored blazer, soft at the shoulders, lightly fitted at the waist, and straight leg trousers in cream. When she looked in the mirror, she smiled like she hadn't in years. She said, "I feel taller, and I haven't lost an inch." That's what the right fit does. It gives your confidence back. You don't need tight clothes. You just need structure. Pair a flowy blouse with slim pants. If your top is loose, define your waist with a belt or a cropped jacket. If your skirt is wide, choose a fitted top that shows your shape. The secret is balance, not hiding, not squeezing, just honoring your body as it is. And let's talk fabric. Stiff fabrics make you look older because they create hard lines. Choose materials that move when you do. Soft linen, cotton blends, or light knits that drape instead of hang. One of my favorite tricks is to show a little skin in the right places, your wrists, collarbone, or ankles. Those areas don't change much with age, and showing them adds grace and freshness to your look. Evelyn told me later that after changing her wardrobe, people at her local cafe kept saying, "You look great. What's your secret?" She laughed and said, "I finally stopped hiding." I'll say it again. Your shape tells your story. You've raised families, built careers, cared for others, survived heartaches, and found strength you never thought you had. That body deserves clothes that celebrate it, not bury it. When you wear something that fits, really fits, your energy changes. You move differently. You stand straighter. You look alive. So next time you reach for something oversized, ask yourself, am I dressing to disappear or dressing to shine? Because one makes you older, the other makes you unforgettable. If this already feels like a wake-up call, I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below. What's one piece in your closet you've been afraid to let go of? I read every single comment, and who knows? Your story might inspire someone else watching today. Habit 3. Clinging to outdated cuts or styles. All right, my dear, this one might sting a little. If your favorite jacket still has shoulder pads big enough to land a plane, it's time to let it go. Fashion isn't about chasing trends, but it is about staying current. And when your cuts, collars, and silhouettes belong to another decade, they quietly signal out of touch. Now, I'm not saying you have to dress like your granddaughter. You just have to update the lines of what you already love. Let me tell you about Ruth from Ontario. Ruth was in her early 70s, elegant and strong, always well put together. But everything she wore, the long, boxy skirts, the floral blouses, the chunky sweaters, made her look 10 years older. One day, I brought her a cropped denim jacket, slim ankle pants, and a pair of modern loafers. She raised an eyebrow. "I haven't worn anything like that since the 90s. We laughed, but when she tried it on, her whole posture changed. Her reflection said modern, confident, awake. She looked at me and said, "I didn't know I was allowed to look like this at my age." And I told her, "You don't need permission to look current." Here's what most women don't realize. Your clothes should evolve with your life, not stay frozen in your memories. If your closet still holds clothes you bought for a job you retired from 15 years ago, or pieces that made sense when you were raising kids, ask yourself, does this outfit match who I am now? Modern style for women over 60 is all about structure with softness. Trade your long, shapeless skirts for knee-length A-lines or ankle pants. Swap heavy blazers for lightweight ones with clean lines. If you love prints, go for subtle, abstract ones instead of large, busy patterns. You'll notice the difference instantly. Clean, updated lines frame your face better and highlight your movement. And please, this one is gentle advice. Be careful with dated details. Things like ruffled collars, too many buttons, or old-fashioned lace can age you more than wrinkles ever could. When in doubt, think simple, polished, intentional. Another trick? Check your proportions. If your top hits below your hips, try tucking it or tying it at the waist. Show your shape, show your stance. It's not about trying to be young, it's about showing you're still in the moment. And before you say, "But I've worn this style for years," let me tell you something. So did I, until I realized fashion isn't about holding on. It's about letting yourself evolve. Because every stage of life deserves its own kind of beauty. And you, my friend, are still allowed to reinvent yours. Habit 4. Ignoring accessories. Now let's talk about something many women over 60 forget. Accessories. Accessories aren't extras. They're your personal punctuation marks. They're the detail that tells the world, I still care. I still have taste. I still notice beauty. Here's what often happens. We get older, we simplify, we declutter, and somewhere in that process, we stop finishing our look. A plain outfit with no accessories can make you look tired, even if your clothes are perfect. The right accessory, on the other hand, brings personality, energy, and sparkle. I once styled Diane, a 68-year-old retired teacher from Seattle. She told me, I stopped wearing jewelry because I don't want to look like I'm trying too hard. So I handed her a soft gold necklace and a pair of bold hoop earrings. She hesitated, but tried them on. Her face lit up, literally. Her silver hair caught the gold, and suddenly she looked radiant. She smiled and said, I forgot how much fun this could be. That's what accessories do. They remind you that you still get to shine. Here's the thing. Old-fashioned, overly matchy sets, the necklace, bracelet, and earrings that all look identical, those can make you look dated. Instead, go for mix-and-match pieces that feel easy and modern. Try one statement item at a time: a chunky bracelet, a pair of bright earrings, a colorful scarf. And if you're afraid of being too much, remember this: subtle confidence never looks overdone. Another tip: accessories should draw attention upward. You want light and color near your face. Earrings that move, necklaces that reflect light, scarves that frame your neckline, all of these add softness and youthfulness. And don't forget handbags and shoes. A structured leather tote in a rich color like caramel, navy, or burgundy adds instant polish. Avoid old and worn-out purses. They age your entire outfit, even if everything else looks great. Now, I know some of you are sentimental. You've got jewelry from your mothers, friends, maybe even your late husbands. Keep them, cherish them, but don't be afraid to mix them with something new. Your memories don't live in the object, they live in you. And if you want one golden rule, here it is. Accessories should spark joy, not obligation. If you're wearing something only because it's expensive or because you feel guilty not to, it's time to let it rest. Modern accessories say, I'm still vibrant, still curious, still part of this world. So don't hide behind simplicity that erases you. Express yourself. You've lived too much life to blend in. Habit 5. Holding on to the same hairstyle or hair color for decades. Here's something most women don't want to admit. We fall in love with our old selves, the version of us who looked stunning at 40, the haircut that worked perfectly in 1992. And because of that, many of us never update our hair, even when everything else about us has evolved. I had a client named Lydia from Dallas, 70 years old, charming and lively, but she had been wearing the same dark brown, helmet-like hairstyle for 30 years. She said, "It worked for me once, and I don't see a reason to change it now." I looked at her kindly and said, "You've changed, my dear. You deserve a look that matches the woman you've become." So we softened her hair color, added honey tones around her face, lightened the ends just a touch, and trimmed her bangs to open her features. When she looked in the mirror, she gasped, "I look rested." That's right, not younger. Rested, fresh, effortless. Here's the truth. Hair color and shape can age you faster than wrinkles ever could. Too dark? It hardens your face and deepens every shadow. Too light and flat? It washes you out. What you want is dimension. Soft highlights around the face bring warmth. Layers create movement. And when your hair moves, it signals youth, because motion always feels alive. If you have natural gray or white hair, don't fight it. Enhance it. Keep it glossy and bright with toning shampoos. Gray can be glamorous, but only if it looks intentional, not neglected. And let's talk about cut. The right cut shouldn't hide your face. It should lift it. Short layers that show your neck, soft waves that frame your cheeks, or even a sleek bob. All these shapes bring structure back to your features. Think of your hair like lighting in a photograph. When it's fresh and reflective, it softens everything underneath. And please, please don't cling to the same style out of fear. Hair grows. Mistakes can be fixed. What matters is trying. When you walk out with hair that moves and catches light, it sends a silent message. I still take care of myself. I still love who I am. That confidence alone makes you look 10 years younger. No dye, no tricks, just presence. So if you've been wearing the same hairstyle for longer than some of your grandkids have been alive, maybe it's time to book that appointment and say, let's try something new. You'll thank yourself the moment you catch your reflection and realize you're still capable of surprise. Habit 6. Neglecting footwear style. Now, this next one is something few people talk about, but everyone notices. Your shoes. You can have a gorgeous outfit, glowing makeup, and perfect jewelry, but if your shoes scream old-fashioned comfort, it cancels everything else. Listen, I love comfort too. Nobody's saying you should squeeze your feet into stilettos at 65. But style and comfort can absolutely live together. It just takes a little updating. Let me tell you about Carol, a retired librarian from Toronto. She walked into my studio wearing thick, orthopedic-style shoes, the kind that might survive a hurricane. She said, "I've earned the right to be comfortable." And I told her, "Yes, but you've also earned the right to be stylish." We swapped her shoes for a pair of low, block-heeled loafers. Still soft, still supportive, but sleek. She stood up, looked down, and grinned. She said, "I feel taller, and somehow younger." That's because shoes affect your posture, your walk, and your energy. They can either weigh you down or lift you up, literally and emotionally. Here's the rule. Your shoes should always add to your outfit, not just exist for practicality. If your shoes are too bulky, too worn out, or too outdated, it sends a silent message that you've stopped caring, and you haven't. You just forgot that shoes are part of your story. Look for simple upgrades. Loafers with clean edges, soft ankle boots in tan, navy, or cream, ballet flats with a pointed toe, sneakers with neutral tones and a hint of metallic. These small details modernize your look instantly. And yes, they are all comfortable. And please, take care of your shoes. Worn soles, scuffed leather, faded color, they age your entire look even if your outfit is flawless. Keep a small shoe polish kit, replace insoles when needed, store them properly. A woman's shoes tell the world how she treats herself. And one last secret, the way you walk matters more than what you wear. Lift your chin, straighten your shoulders, and take full, proud steps. Confidence is the best accessory any woman can own. I'll never forget what Carol told me later. She said, "For years, I thought my shoes were keeping me comfortable. I didn't realize they were keeping me invisible." Ladies, you've walked through decades of life, love, loss, laughter. Don't end that journey in shoes that silence your spark. Your feet carry your story. Dress them with pride. If you're still watching, and I hope you are, tell me something. What's one change you've made recently that made you feel alive again? Was it a haircut, a new outfit, maybe even a bold pair of shoes? Let's share it in the comments, because when women over 60 uplift each other, we don't just look younger, we feel it. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. The next part will touch a nerve, because we're talking about the one thing many women struggle with: makeup. Habit 7. Wearing makeup that belongs to your past. Makeup is like music. The wrong decade, and people notice. The mistake I see most often, women over 60 using the same makeup routine they had in their 40s or 50s. I once met Nancy, a retired realtor from New Jersey, who said, "I've used the same foundation and lipstick shade for 30 years. It's my signature." When she showed me her routine, I could tell instantly why she felt dull, even in her prettiest clothes. Her foundation was heavy and matte, her eyeliner was dark and thick, and her lipstick was a deep brown red that no longer flattered her complexion. We made a few small changes: lighter, radiant foundation, a soft brown liner instead of black, and a rosy nude lipstick. When she saw herself in the mirror, she said, "Oh my goodness, that's me, just fresher." And that's what makeup after 60 should do: reveal, not disguise. If your makeup routine takes 10 years off your confidence instead of your face, it's time for a refresh. Here's the simple truth: the older we get, the less makeup we need, but the smarter it needs to be. Start with your base. Skip thick, matte foundations. They settle into fine lines and make skin look tired. Use lightweight, glowing formulas or a tinted moisturizer instead. You want your skin to look alive, not powdered and flat. Then, blush. Oh, don't skip it. Blush is magic on mature skin. Choose creamy blush, not powder, and place it slightly higher on your cheeks than you used to. That upward placement creates lift. It tricks the eye into seeing youth. Next, your eyes. If you've been using black eyeliner since the Clinton years, it's time to say goodbye. Go for dark brown or charcoal gray. It's softer, more flattering, and makes the whites of your eyes look brighter. Mascara? Absolutely, but choose formulas that separate, not clump. And remember, the goal is to define, not dramatize. Brows? Please don't overdraw them. Instead, fill them gently with short strokes that mimic natural hair. Thick, harsh brows can harden your entire expression. And lips. Oh, the power of lipstick. Avoid overly dark shades and matte. They shrink the mouth and pull focus downward. Instead, go for warm pinks, soft berries, or peach tones with a little gloss. Shine brings life. And here's something most women forget: your lip line changes with age. Apply a creamy liner that matches your lipstick shade to prevent feathering, but keep it subtle. Your lips don't need drama, they just need definition. One of my clients, Helen from Edinburgh, told me, "I thought makeup stopped mattering after 60. I smiled and said, "Makeup doesn't stop mattering, it just stops hiding you." Because makeup after 60 isn't about transformation, it's about reflection. It's the quiet reminder that you're still vibrant, still feminine, still present. When your makeup feels soft, glowing, and light, your whole presence changes. People won't say, "She looks young." They'll say, "She looks happy." And that's the real goal. I want to leave you with something important. It's not a product, not a trend, not a trick. It's a mindset. Every woman I've ever styled, from New York to Vancouver to London, shares one thing in common. The moment she starts dressing and caring for herself again, her energy changes before her look ever does. You've lived through more than most fashion magazines could ever understand. You've raised families, built lives, made mistakes, healed hearts, and carried the weight of people you loved. So if someone tries to tell you what women your age should or shouldn't wear, smile politely and ignore them. Style has no expiration date. But here's what does expire: the belief that caring about your appearance is vain or unnecessary. It's not vanity, it's respect for yourself. So from today on, stop apologizing for wanting to look good. Stop dimming yourself because the world expects women over 60 to fade quietly. You've earned your place and you've earned your reflection. Let color back into your wardrobe. Wear clothes that fit the woman you are now. Update your cuts, polish your accessories, freshen your hair, walk taller in better shoes, and wear makeup that lifts instead of hides. These aren't beauty rules, they're acts of joy. And when you look in the mirror tomorrow morning, I want you to see not just age, but experience, softened by grace, framed by confidence, lit with curiosity. Because the truth is, you're not getting older, you're becoming interesting. And that, my friend, will always be modern. If this video made you rethink even one small thing about your style, then you're already glowing a little brighter. So before you go, subscribe and join this beautiful community of women who know that aging isn't something to hide, it's something to style. Next week, we're diving into 5 fashion myths women over 60 still believe. Trust me, once you hear number 3, you'll never look at your closet the same way again. Until then, keep smiling, keep shining, and never forget, confidence is the best outfit you'll ever wear.